Today's question from a student is about channeling. How do I know if I'm receiving true guidance while channeling? And where this information is coming from? How can I avoid being misled by negative or malicious entities? What does the Last Truth material say about this? Let's start with the part of your question about where the information is coming from. In 2016, when the Last Truth came to me, it triggered a profound awakening. I realized something that shattered everything I once believed. I realized that we are the creator. And with that realization, when I adopted it fully, I also saw that channeling, as most people understand it, is a misinterpretation. We cannot channel anyone but ourselves, our true self. Every so-called entity, gods, angels, Pleiadians, Lemurians, ascended masters, are not separate beings outside of us. They are aspects of consciousness, packages of information that we still perceive as external because we are looking through the lens of separation. Our consciousness is not yet expanded enough to the size of the universe and everything within it. That's why we break it into pieces. The informational field is fragmented, and those fragments, when broken down, are what we call gods, because they all carry different frequencies, attributes, and characteristics. They pass on informational aspects of unity. They are archetypes. And we as a collective created different gods, entities, and spiritual guides to dissect and comprehend oneness, reality itself. Until our consciousness expands beyond duality, until we truly embody unity and realize who we are, until we know the last truth, we will continue to believe that we are receiving messages from something other than ourselves. But the truth is, we are simply accessing informational frequencies that already exist within the collective human consciousness. So, do these beings exist? The beings that we are trying to channel, do they exist? But that's not the right question. I know that's the question you are asking me now in your head, but the right question is, where do they exist? Everything, whether on the physical plane, the astral, the imaginary, or the energetic, exists within you. These entities are not independent external forces. They are our own creation as the creator. They are informational archetypes, collective aspects of human consciousness that we externalize because we don't yet recognize them as part of ourselves. Our consciousness is not yet expanded enough, and we are not fully ready for such a level of expansion and responsibility. Because if gods are not who we thought they are, gods, guides, entities, aliens, then all responsibility for our life, for everything, falls on us alone. For all this information that we are receiving from them, it is our responsibility, it is our creation. And not many people are ready for this level of unity. So in the Last Truth teachings, we even have this concept called the Unity Index. It is the degree to which one is able to embody and withstand unity. It is the ability to see everything not from the perspective of a separate individual existing in a narrow corridor of the matrix of life, but from above, seeing the whole picture, the 360-degree panorama. It is perceiving through the eyes of unity and seeing all at once and being all at once. As a collective, we are spiritually growing, and our unity index is climbing with each generation. We now see many people beginning to break free from the matrix of dual perception, realizing that we are the source of all. The gods you speak to, the Pleiadians you channel, the guides you rely on, the universe you look to for rewards or fear of punishment, they are not separate from you. They are you. It is your continuous dialogue with yourself, not as a person, but as your true self. The creator and the creation is one. When you awaken to the last truth, channeling takes on a whole new meaning. You're not a receiver of information from beyond. You are the source itself. And that's the answer to the part of your question about where the information is coming from. Now, next part was about how do I know if I'm receiving true guidance? So, there is only one truth, the last truth, the truth of who you are. Everything else is an individual opinion, ego mind's preference. Guidance cannot be objectively true or false if you understand that you are the creator of your reality. What you choose to perceive as true becomes true for you. If a spiritual guide tells you that something will happen or that you should do something, then recognize that this is simply your own words to yourself. Nothing is predetermined. You always have the power to change your choice. Those guides' voices, they are the voice of your own inner choice, subconscious choice, because you still don't realize yourself as a conscious creator. But remember, you have the power to change your choices. You are not a victim in this life, you are the source. When you know the last truth, you consciously create reality by your divine will alone. When you don't know the last truth, when you don't recognize who you are, your reality appears to be so-called created for you. In that case, it automatically unfolds and reflects the content of your ego mind. Your self-identity as a victim, your perceived traumas, your limiting beliefs and negative mental programming. Your channeling will also reflect this. So guidance always comes from you. Whether it's true or not depends whether you reside in your true self or not, or your acquired self, which is our ego mind, our character, our personality. But guidance always comes from you. Sometimes it comes from the higher aspect of yourself, right? Your true self, providing information that supports your spiritual growth. And this is what you may call positive or true guidance. Other times it reflects your fears and doubts and your limiting beliefs, which is also valuable because it means that these hidden aspects of your mind have surfaced to be seen and to be addressed. And how you respond to them is your choice. Again, you can heal and transcend, or you can ignore them and become further entangled in fear. But remember one thing always, nothing is predetermined. You are the source. And everything you predict for yourself and every piece of guidance you receive is ultimately your own creation. It is all your choice. It is all your responsibility. Are you ready to take responsibility for all of this information as your own? Are you psychologically and spiritually ready, mature enough to fully own your authority to its full extent, becoming God? The last truth teachings show you this bigger perspective and eliminate separateness on all levels. Every aspect of your being, every thought, belief, concept, idea, spiritual or otherwise, about channeling or anything else, is re-perceived through the perspective of oneness. No stone is left unturned. And finally, the last part of your question: how can I avoid being misled by negative or malicious entities? By realizing that there are aspects of you that you are dealing with. There are no separate malicious entities. They exist in your mind. That doesn't mean they are harmless. As the creator who doesn't yet fully recognize themselves as one, you may experience fear and unconsciously manifest terrifying scenarios in your life. If left unchecked, this can lead you deeper into illusions to the point where you feel lost. But this is why you're hearing these words now, words that are also coming from you, not from me, not from Nina Vercoen, from you. You have chosen to reveal this truth to yourself in a moment of need, so listen. Your battles are with your own fears, your own ignorance, your own weaknesses alone. Your battles are with your ignorance of your true self as the creator. So if you cannot conquer those fears and those battles. Don't engage in activities like channeling. If fear is present while doing so, it may create unsettling experiences that reflect that fear back to you. So only so-called channel, talk to yourself, try to receive guidance from your higher self. When you're in the correct state, when you're centered, in good mood, clear in your intention, energetically, feeling great. And if you encounter a so-called entity, remember that it is an aspect of yourself, and instead of fearing it, maybe ask, what do you require me to understand? Why did I externalize a specific aspect of myself? Why did I create this scenario subconsciously? Why did I self-prescribed these lessons to go through? Because these experiences arise for a reason as self-prescribed lessons. So above all, remember, it is all you. You are the source. Channel as long as you want, as long as you're willing to see that you're communicating with an aspect of yourself that you still perceive as separate, even though it's not. Don't place responsibility on other forces, entities, guides, ascended masters, extraterrestrials. Don't give your power away. Activate your own so you can become who you truly are. And your full power as the creator gets activated. Remember, you're not a channel, you are the source. You're not a channel, you are the source. I hope this answers your question. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.